I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch network. When I learned the news that Rudy Giuliani was cooperating with Special Counsel Jack Smith and agreed to a proffer session to provide all the information Giuliani knows about Donald Trump, you know where my mind went right away? What does Michael Cohen think about it? And then I realized, well, the great thing is I co-host a show with Michael Cohen called Political Beatdown. And guess what? I could ask Michael Cohen directly, or as Cohen calls him, Rudy Giuliani Giuliani, and ask Michael Cohen, what do you think about Giuliani seeming like he's flipping on Trump and cooperating with Special Counsel Jack Smith? And Michael Cohen gave me a pitch perfect answer. Play the clip.
Look, one thing for certain, Rudy Giuliani knows this game. Rudy Giuliani was the head of the Southern District of New York's criminal division. All right, that's the place that they came after me at. Rudy Giuliani knows the game. He knows it very, very well, and he's playing the game to his benefit or whatever benefit might exist. He's playing it to the 10th degree, and none of this is going to inure to Donald Trump's benefit. Donald is going to end up going down. Now, it's so funny because I hear this all the time, and my response is always the same. People say, yeah, but, you got Alvin Bragg's case right now. You got a Tish James case. You also have now Jack Smith's case on the Mar-a-Lago documents. Soon there's going to be, according to reports, Georgia is going to file, and the January 6th looks like they're finally ramping this up as well. There's so much that's going on. And I say to people, and I'm saying it to my brigaders here, so you understand where I'm coming from. Why are we handicapping which illegal act is worse than the other? And I explained it to someone like this. Two people get into a fight, and one guy slaps the other guy in the face. That is still an assault. Okay, second scenario, we'll call that the Alvin Bragg case. That is still an assault. Same case, but now the guy goes ahead, closes his fists, and hits him in the face. It's still an assault, though the damage is obviously going to be worse with a closed fist than with an open fist. Then take a third scenario. Now the guy has, brass knuckles on and hits the guy. It's still an assault, all right, maybe to a higher degree, but it's still an assault with more damage. But each and every one of these, or the next one is the guy takes a baseball bat, right, and puts you into a coma. Again, it's an assault, and again, the consequences are greater, but nevertheless, it's still an assault. Why are we playing handicappers here? Each and every one of these acts are illegal, and each and every one of the prosecutors will put on their case in order to hold Donald Trump and others accountable. Plain and simple. So stop worrying about which case is worse than the other and which one should go first. Does anybody really care? And I refer to this continuously, whether it's MSNBC or CNN or in the press, as the Al Capone theory. They could not get Capone on murder, extortion, racketeering, bootlegging, whatever. They got him on tax evasion. It is still a crime. And Teflon Don is going to be held accountable. You can mark my words on that. When we first started the beatdown, and I said, I see superseding indictments coming. One thing about Jack Smith is that he's methodical. And he's methodical in that he starts with A, and then he'll work his way to B, and then C all the way down till he finishes getting to what's left, as they would say, whatever meat's left on the bone. Rudy Giuliani, drunken Giuliani, is going to be just like so many thrown under the bus by Donald. He's going to get run over. And the fucking craziest thing is when he looks up, as that bus is just about ready to run over his sternum, he's going to look out the window. He's going to look up and looking out the window to make sure that he's running over the body, but good, is going to be Donald driving the bus. Because that's what Donald does. He doesn't give a shit. And colluding, like so many of us, for some unknown reason, we think that things are going to be better, that Donald is never going to do that to me. Now, Another thing that you remember, we talked about it on our last episode with our brigaders, turned around and I said that somewhere along the line, Rudy Giuliani spoke about having an insurance policy. I truly wonder whether he spoke about the information that he was referring to, what he termed to be the insurance policy, to ensure that he doesn't end up like I did behind, I wasn't behind bars until, of course, the solitary confinement, but you end up in a federal correctional institution. I assure you, that's not where Giuliani wants to spend his last day. When somebody that's within his inner circle, while he was doing bad things, go and provide the information to a prosecutor, in this specific case, Jack Smith, right, in order to use when there's already an indictment pending against you. And hence, of course, the term, the superseding indictment. Do I believe that Rudy will provide information? Absolutely. The problem, again, that he's going to have, and I'm talking about Rudy in this case, is that Donald doesn't use emails. He doesn't have an email address. He doesn't use text messaging. So he's going to have to use other people as corroborating witnesses in order to validate what it is that he's saying. But there's a lot more here than meets the eye. There are things that we don't even know that Jack Smith is looking at. I mean, it was something like 20 to 35 additional counts that they're contemplating on bringing, which would bring it up to potentially 70 plus counts against Donald. Nobody, I don't care how Teflon you think you are, you're not Teflon enough to escape 70 counts. Especially not, again, when you have a prosecutor with the qualifications as Jack Smith has.
There you have it, folks. I love hosting Political Beatdown with Michael Cohen. Are you subscribed on audio to Political Beatdown? If you're not, make sure you subscribe right now. It's free to subscribe. Subscribe to the MeidasTouch network. And I can't wait for next week's show with Michael Cohen. Have a good one. Hit subscribe.
Hey, Meidas Mighty. Love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.